Hi there, Mr. Brian here. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, I pray that God grants you the strength that you need to keep on going. And I pray that may His blessings be upon you today. I just want to share a few words of encouragement and motivation your way. And I really hope that it goes a long way to help you out, to give you some perspective on how to tackle on some certain things that may be holding you back from making progress in your life. So, what I'd love to talk about today is on the topic fear disguised as a story of a comeback. So, over 1 year ago, I decided to stop putting myself out there on social media. I decided to take some time off to work on myself, to try to get better, learn new skills, and ultimately carve out a new path for myself, just to grind to make sure that one finally finds a solution to this game of financial freedom and all. But I must tell you the truth that the last 1 year since I stopped putting myself out there on social media has been a battle. It's not been easy, but I'm grateful for this period of not doing so because I learned a lot about myself, and even though I set out to become a better version of myself, in some sense, I would say that I truly do not feel that I got better because I found myself making the same mistakes that I was taking time off to rectify in my life. I found myself going back to old habits, found myself, keeping a lot of company that were not helpful for me. I just got myself involved in a lot of things that I would normally I would normally not get into, and I came to understand that all this that was happening in my life was because I was afraid. Now, afraid of what exactly? My at that point I had gone through like a major transition in my life where I had failed. I would say I had failed in business. I was not able to grow any of my businesses. I had like a digital marketing agency. I had a medical tourism business and also an educational training business, and I was unable to grow any of them. And so I was sort of wondering and confused. I had a dilemma of what next, what is next for me, as I was unsure. I had given my life to this cause to become an entrepreneur, and I there was no way I could see myself, getting a job. I was against getting a job. I was against getting a job, and I came to understand that I was afraid of change. I was afraid of the shift that had taken place in my life. I was afraid of like new outcomes. I just didn't want to embrace the fact that I had failed. Just didn't want to embrace the fact that things did not go as I had planned. I just didn't want to embrace as well everything that was happening and the changes that were occurring in my life at that time. And this fear, I had masked it as a comeback, that I was preparing to come back a better person. I was preparing to come back stronger. I was preparing to come back richer. I was preparing to come back, just like some superhuman. But truly, it didn't happen that way. And I'm not here actually to tell you how much I had failed. I'm just here to share this story with you because I believe that most of us go through life and we have fear stopping us from doing a lot of things that can actually bring us the breakthrough that we need in our life. I believe that some of us are afraid, but we do not realize that it's fear that is stopping us from doing some certain things. And so I'm sharing this with you today so that if you're someone who is afraid, if you're someone who has found themselves like stagnant in life, they're not moving forward, they're not moving backward, they really do not know what's going on, and you feel like you've exhausted all your options, and you just do not want to be out there anymore. then maybe you're going to find this really valuable, and you may find out you may find some inspiration from here to kind of move you forward again. And I'm also sorry if my thoughts are all over the place. It's been a while since I did this, but I'll try to be as articulate as I can. I'll try to make this a worthwhile for you. So while I was going through this period, like I said, I had time to reflect on my life, and I discovered that fear was one of the biggest things that was stopping me. I was afraid to put myself out there. I had a conversation with one of my friends, and I was telling them why I might be out, how I failed in business, and they told me they are aware that I do digital marketing and I own these businesses, but if they went on my social media profiles and to check to see if I did this, they will never know that I always seem to be very reserved about, like, posting about my business, talking about the things I knew regarding the businesses that I was running. And so they think that I failed because I did not get as much exposure as they thought I could have if I did those things. And to a certain degree, they were right. I barely spoke about the things that I did. Many people never knew even that I had those businesses. And putting myself out there is one of the lessons that I learned throughout that period. That if you do not put yourself out there, no matter how good you are, no matter how sweet, you soft spoken, no matter how nice, no matter what value you carry within you, if you're not out there, nobody is going to discover you. You understand? And people are so busy with their own lives and their own struggles that they do not care to like go out there and searching where is the value and who is the best for me. And sometimes it's just like a one message or one video of yourself that can actually you know turn things around for you. We see it every day where people go viral for various reasons, and their lives takes a drastic turn. And so you need to embrace the fact that if you're going to thrive in this age, especially if you're an introvert, I know that introverts do not want to put themselves out there. Speaking from experience, you just want to have your own space, keep everything reserved to you. But if you're going to shine as much as you need to shine, you need to be out there. Do not be afraid, do not be ashamed if you make a mistake. It's okay, everybody makes mistakes, but you just need to keep on going. You just need to keep on making sure that you show up for yourself. You're not showing up for anybody, you're showing up for yourself, because there are dreams that you must achieve, and you can only achieve them when you work with people, when you're out there, interacting with the world. So putting myself out there was one of the lessons that I learned. And another thing that I learned about myself was that I thought that I didn't care so much what people thought about me. But to a certain degree, I was wrong. When you have a lot of things going for you, you always feel that you are above any challenge. You're up there, like nothing can touch you. So I felt like I didn't really care so much about what people thought of me until when I actually failed in business, and I had to, do the things that I used to do. And I couldn't get back out there because I was to a certain degree, I was feeling like, okay, what are people going to say? This is Brian, those who knew me, like, this guy is in tech, he's doing this, he's doing that, maybe he has a lot going for him. So I discovered that bit about myself, that truly I really had some care about what people thought about me. And failing in business actually revealed that to me. And so that is also something that I'm grateful for, because I know we say in the world that don't care about what people think about you, but deep down it can never really be 100%. There's some extent to which you can care. There's some feedback that you need from the world as well to become a better person. Even Even Jesus also wanted to know what the people said about who he was. So it's okay. It's okay if you have some care, but just make sure that you do not carry other people's opinions as your opinions. Just make sure that you can be able to rationalize everything and come up with a decision that is most profitable and better for your own life, because everybody has their life to live, and it's okay to seek a second opinion on how things are going or how you feel like your image is with the world. And I think the third thing that I learned about during this period is that um failure is a very terrible thing. Failure, not failure, sorry, fear is a very terrible thing. And many of us do not realize how much fear lives within us. Just observe yourself. You always try to observe yourself, try to see that the decisions that you're taking are not because you're scared that something will happen, or you're trying to prevent yourself, you're trying to shield yourself so much from certain things. Because if you find yourself doing that, just know that there's a little bit of fear in you, and we often mask this as that's not who I am, I don't do such things, and we do not know that we are actually we're actually afraid of change. We're actually of taking new steps. We're actually afraid of carving like a new image, of becoming somebody new. We always want to identify ourselves with who we were, because we always feel that who we were is like it's a more stable version of the software. So you know who you once were, and you know that that person cannot change, so you rather just be that person than to you know become somebody else. And it's not a good thing. Fear is a really bad thing, and it lives within many of us. I just want to share these three things with you today to help you and to encourage you. Like, my brother, my sister, you are going to fail. Like, it's a guarantee. You are going to fail. You're going to be afraid. You're going to have troubles. Every single thing that can stress you will stress you in this life. Like, you just have to take control again. We're always going to lose control along the way somehow, but you have to take control and know that life is it's all about learning. It's all about learning and growing. When you make a mistake, try to find out the lessons within that mistakes, and then move on. Don't identify so much with the failure. Don't personalize it, like this Vusi Tembokwayo said. Like, do not personalize failure. If the business failed, the business failed, not you. If something didn't go like it didn't go like it went, not that you cannot be successful. You understand? And so just take courage in whatever struggle you're going through. I know it's not easy. I wish you all the best, and I pray that God strengthens you and gives you the courage and the energy, the strength that you need to overcome them. And always remember to embrace your challenges, because they are there for your own enlightenment, they are there for your own growth. If you're not facing challenges, then you're not growing. The more challenges you face, the more wise you become, the more open hearted you become, the more open minded you become, and you just become a better version of yourself without even trying so hard to become a better version of yourself. So I wish you all the best, and hopefully we're going to be seeing ourselves more often, because right now that I'm back on this train, I'm not dropping it this time. Okay, I'm not dropping this time. I'm not dropping off this time anytime soon. So I wish you all the best, and I would encourage you to stick around. I'm going to be sharing more valuable lessons that I have learned, and also just to keep in touch, so that we can inspire one another, and so that we all can build a healthy society that we all can be proud of to live in. So do take care, and I wish you all the very best. Bye bye.